Make this quick. I don't have all day. What was my wife intent on spending every last dime of the Crane billions in one morning? What's this about?
Teresa.
What has she done now?
This is about what was almost done to her. You know, I'm trying to decide whether or not to file attempted murder charges against you, Julian.
Oh, this is outrageous. I told you I knew nothing of Teresa's impending execution. I had nothing to do with it.
Why would anyone believe that when you stayed away from Harmony until after you thought she was dead? I gotta tell you, Julian, at the moment, things look really bad for you.
What are you saying?
I'm saying that if we can prove that you set your wife up, you could end up in the death chamber yourself.
Me go to the death chamber? That's impossible, for I'm a Crane.
Teresa's a Crane, too. And Alistair let her go to the death chamber. Only maybe in your case, he'd actually let you be executed.
Ethan, don't take this the wrong way, but I think that Teresa's putting on this show for your benefit.
Why would she do that?
To impress you. And it's working.
Gwen, look, I'm just glad to see somebody finally putting Julian in his place. I mean, I'm the last thing Teresa is thinking about. She just wants what's rightfully hers and to take care of her baby.
Okay. Well, what about when she demanded a job at Crane Industries?
She wants to better herself. She wants to move up in the world by contributing something meaningful. There's nothing wrong with that, is there?
No. No, of course not.
Oh, what's so funny, Rebecca?
Oh. You will see. But in the meantime, my advice to you is to enjoy all this while you can. As if you could do anything to take this away from me. Don't underestimate me, Teresa. You don't have to be born in the gutter to be smart. I hope that Rebecca can find a way to send Teresa back to the barrio. If I can get that little taco mama out of Ethan's life and Sam back into my life, everything will be perfect. I can't wait to talk to David about the next step in my plan to tear apart Sam and Grace.
Kay, do not talk to your mother that way.
None of your business, David, so butt out. Kay. I thought you wanted to hear what a great mother you've been to me, Mom. Will you always make sure you put me first, unless, of course, Jessica, Charity, Noah, John, Ethan, or anyone else in Harmony is having a bad day? You always take care of my needs, unless somebody else is getting your attention first. You always make sure you take my side when it comes to people I love, unless, of course, other people love the same person that I do. And Miguel loves Charity. No, I'm not finished yet, Mom. Last but not least, you're so sensitive to what it's like being your daughter. I mean, how many other kids get to have mothers with premonitions and amnesia that have husbands that pop up out of nowhere? I mean, do you have any more of these in your past anywhere?
Kay!
I thought you were going to stay out of this, David. Although, come to think of it, you really do have some rights, considering you're the only one around here with a legal relationship to my mother. Did it ever occur to you how difficult it would be on me to find out that I was your bastard?
Kay, I will not have that language in my house.
Bastard's the right term for what I am, isn't it, Mom? Just like bitch is the correct term for you.
Kay,
Get your hands off me!
Hey, stop that! Stop that! Right now! Stop it!
I think my life couldn't be better. Back home in Harmony with all my family and friends, engaged to Sheridan, most incredible woman I've ever met. And Dr. Russell just gave me a clean bill of health. My life is perfect. I don't get it. Why did you lie to my brother about his condition?
I didn't want to. But I had to under the circumstances.
What circumstances? What is wrong with my son, exactly?
Antonio's dying. He's dying as we speak.
Neil, esto no puede ser.
No, there's no way. That can't be. No.
This has to be some mistake.
I'm sorry, but there's no doubt about it. Antonio only has a little while left to live.
usual, Chief Bennett. You know not of what you speak. Father would never let me go to the death chamber.
Oh, really, Julian? Alistair didn't lift a finger to help you the night that half of Harmony was out to kill you.
But that's because... I insist you leave these premises immediately. If you have any more questions for me, you can consult my attorney. I've nothing more to say. Okay? I'll go.
But if we can find one person to testify that you knew Teresa was set up to be executed for your murder, you'll wish you would have been killed that night. Good night.
I hope you choke on a piece of Grace's god-awful tomato soup cake. Go. We must commemorate Teresa's passing. There has to be a bar around here somewhere.
Jimmy still doesn't understand why Teresa was executed for Julian's murder when he's not dead.
Well, obviously it was a tragic mistake. No one in Harmony knew that I was still alive, and Teresa confessed to my murder, so the district attorney had no choice but to take action.
Wait a minute. The newsman didn't say that Teresa confessed to killing Julian. So, how did Julian know?
Well, I assume she confessed. She must have confessed. Why else would she be executed?
Julian knew. He knew all along that Teresa was going to be executed for his murder.
Sam Bennett will never find a witness to implicate me in Teresa's near-death experience, for the only witness is dead. A sad fact I derive no pleasure from. None at all. I miss you, Timmy. I miss having a friend.
I'm not going anywhere, Rebecca, much less the gutter. But you and Ivy, well, you may end up in the sewer where rats like you belong.
We'll just see about that.
Get a clue, Bex. You lost. I'm the one and only Mrs. Julian Crane. End of story.
Oh, it's not the end of the story, Teresa. In fact, after this wonderful phone call I just received, the story of your downfall is just beginning.
Let go of me!
What, so you can hit your mother again? No bloody way. Grace, are you all right?
Okay, you hit me.
Mom, you hit me!
How dare you hit your own mother?
Go of me!
No, you know what? You're gonna listen to what I have to say.
Exactly how much longer do I have to lay here being treated like a sick person, even though I'm perfectly okay?
You're almost done, Mr. Lopez Fitzgerald. I'll be back in a few minutes to take you off the drip.
Antonio?
Miguel?
Hey, man. Hey. It's you. Yeah. It's really you.
How you doing? Look at you. You're all grown up.
Man, we've really missed you.
Same here. Same here. You know what, Hank? I was wrong. My life wasn't perfect. But now that my younger brother's back in it, everything's great.
Good to see you. Me too, man.
I can't believe it. Antonio's gonna die.
What's wrong with him, Eva? How much time does he have left?
A month, weeks, maybe just days.
No.
You don't know.
Reese, then you did consult other doctors?
Many other doctors, all experts in their field, and unfortunately, they all agree with my prognosis.
So there's nothing that we can do? There's no hope?
If Antonio takes medication, he can live a normal life for a while. How long is anybody's guess? But one thing is for certain. Sooner or later, this condition is going to get the best of him. And he's going to die.
Dear God, not my son. He's not my son.
I do not have to listen to you. You are not my father. You're nothing to me. Just because you knocked up my mom 20 years ago does not mean you can discipline me.
I'm not trying to. I just want you to see that you are throwing away something very precious. Your relationship with your mother. Grace loves you so much.
Oh, well, she sure has a funny way of showing it, doesn't she? She always picks on me. She never takes my side.
Have you ever stopped to ask yourself why?
Just shut up and let me go. You're hurting me. God.
Listen, Kay, please don't alienate yourself from your mother. Why didn't you try listening to her? Maybe you'll learn something.
Mind your own business and leave me alone.
You know what? Grace's happiness is my business, and before you storm off in a little snit, just remember that a lot of kids grow up without mothers. You should count yourself lucky. I mean, look at John. He'll never even know his real mother.
I thought my mother was his real mother. Or is my dad right about you? If you've been lying the whole time about being married to my mom before she had amnesia.
Yes.
No. Thanks, Phyllis. Very much.
Here's my guy.
Hi, baby. Do you want to hold him?
Are you kidding? I'd love to.
Julian. Julian.
Look at us today. Hey, I was really impressed with the way you, stood up to Julian earlier, fighting for your due as a crane.
Well, I just, I want to set a good example for little Ethan. He may not understand what is going on, but I believe that babies sense these things. Like Julian all but ignoring him. Not only is he a poor excuse for a father, but he's a lousy role model for my son.
Well, as long as little Ethan has you, I'm sure I'll have a fine role model.
Excuse me, Teresa, can I talk to you for a moment? I'll be right back, okay?
Okay.
Okay. What do you think you're doing? Watching Ethan feed my son? No, you're using an innocent child to try to get Ethan back. Teresa, Ethan loves me, okay? We're back together, and we're going to stay together. He doesn't want you anymore. Gwen, if you're so sure that Ethan doesn't want me anymore, why do you care if he spends time with me and little Ethan? Why do you feel threatened by me?
I don't.
And you accuse me of being the liar? Admit it, Gwen. You know Ethan still loves me. That I'm still in his heart.
And you're sure that nothing can be done for Antonio? His condition's as hopeless as you say?
I'm sorry, Louise, but yes, I'm sure.
Wait, what makes Antonio's death inevitable?
Well, it's complicated. But when Antonio crashed his car the first time, his brain and skull suffered significant trauma. But this last crash just served to make an already precarious condition ultimately fatal.
Wow, exactly.
Well, Antonio has swelling on his brain. Now, the pressure of this is what causes blindness. And dizziness has also been a sign. Now, as long as he's calm and he's on his medication, Antonio can live for a period of time.
Antonio was gone for so long, and now maybe he's gonna be gone for good.
I was afraid that if I told Antonio the truth, that he wouldn't be able to take the shock of finding out that he was dying. He needs to be kept calm and completely free of any emotional upset.
We'll do whatever we can to make whatever time Antonio has left as enjoyable as possible.
So Antonio can't take any emotional shock.
That's right.
So you're saying that, I can't tell him that Sheridan and I are engaged?
If you tell Antonio that you and Sheridan are engaged, the shock could kill him.
Ethan doesn't love you, Teresa. Do you remember what he said last night? You set me up. No. You lied again. And you got caught again. That's why Ethan can't be with you. He has to be with somebody who's being honest with him.
I love him, Gwen, and I've always been honest about that.
Yeah, well, that's not always enough. Do you remember hearing me and Ethan last night when we were making love?
Oh, Ethan.
No. Ethan wasn't making love to you last night. He was making love to me. Just like he will tonight, and tomorrow night, and the night after that. This is something you're going to have to deal with, Teresa. Your relationship with Ethan is dead, and it's going to take a miracle to bring it back to life.
Oh, Gwen, I am so proud of you.
From the look on Teresa's face, I think you really got to her this time. Yeah, well, we'll see. I need to get some air.
Did the phone call you were expecting go well?
Very well. In fact, Teresa is not long for the good life. Well, I hope whatever you are planning works this time. I have far too much on my plate to worry about Teresa. Oh, still using David to try to get Sam back, are we? Let's just say that Sam and Grace are sleeping separately right now. And I'm going to do everything I can to ensure that that remains a permanent situation.
Well, David, have you been lying about John being my mother's son?
I'm not lying. I just meant that John has missed out on so much with Grace. Because of her amnesia, they've never been able to build a history together the way you and your mother have.
Yeah, well, my history with my mother is over.
Kay. Kay.
What the hell do you think you're doing? Get your damn hands off my dog.
I can't explain.
Oh, yeah? I'll be the judge of that.
I can't get over the man you've grown into.
That's what Mama's cooking will do.
So I understand you're seeing a girl named Charity, huh?
Yeah, I am. She just had a heart transplant.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I hear. How's she doing?
Dr. Russell thinks that she's going to make a quick recovery.
Hey, that's terrific.
I can't wait for you to meet her.
Hey, I'm looking forward to it, huh?
You have a phone call at the nurse's station.
Thanks. You guys will be right back.
And I am looking forward to introducing you to my lady friend. Actually, my fiancée.
Congratulations. Luis is engaged, too.
We have to tell Antonio that Sheridan and I are engaged. I'm sure that he can handle it.
Luis, mijo. Por favor, you're not a doctor. Eve, if we can somehow keep Antonio calm, does that mean that my son will live longer?
I really can't say, Pilar. All I know for sure is that any shock
Or kill him. Then we cannot tell him the truth.
No, we have to tell him. Look, if we don't tell him, Antonio's gonna get out of here, and he's still gonna think that he and Sheridan are engaged. He's gonna make love to her. Can't let that happen.
Are you sure you're okay?
Yeah, Daddy. David just grabbed me and he wouldn't let go.
He put those marks on your arms?
Yeah, I was begging him to stop, but he just kept hurting me.
Who the hell do you think you are?
If you'll let me explain.
I knew Daddy would take my side. He doesn't assume everything's my fault.
Kay is manipulating you. I was holding...
Look, I don't want to hear it.
Reason.
Nobody puts their hands on my daughter and gets away with it.
What's going on in here?
Look at the marks David put on Kay's arms.
Look, Sam, you don't understand. I'm sure David didn't mean to hurt her. He was just trying to stop her from hitting me again.
What?
Kay slapped me. She was totally out of control, and that's when David stepped in and stopped her.
You hit your own mother? You all right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, oh, I'm fine. I think you really got to Teresa, Gwen. She doesn't look as confident as she did before.
I don't know. She's had more comebacks than Michael Jordan, so...
Not this time. Well, if you'll excuse me, I have to go find Julian, because he's part of my plan to get rid of Teresa once and for all.
I have to go, too.
Oh, Gwen, why don't you keep an eye on little Evita, just to be safe.
With all three of us against you, Teresa, there's no chance of you winning Ethan back now.
Cookie! Here you are.
Oh, Rebecca? What do you want?
Well, I came to take your mind off Teresa.
I can't believe the gall of my alleged wife. First, she demands a position at Crane Industries, then she spends a ludicrous amount of money on jewelry and baby clothes.
Oh, yes, and don't forget all that furniture she bought to replace the stuff that was destroyed when Pilar's tar paper shack burnt down. In fact, I think all around the world there's going to be a shortage of lawn chairs, TV tables, and swag lamps for years.
Yes, but don't forget those grotesque lawn gnomes.
Oh, yes, Teresa has been a busy little bee. In fact, she also did some internet shopping. So if you add that on the things she bought earlier today, my, she has certainly spent a staggering amount of your money.
Define staggering.
See for yourself.
Dios mío.
Don't worry, Pookie. We'll be rid of Teresa soon enough.
Crane residence. One moment. It's for you, Mrs. Crane. It's your mother.
Thank you, Phyllis. Mama, hi. I'm fine. Wait, what did you say? Sheridan is alive and she's back in Harmony. Mama, are you sure? Well, how is this possible? I mean, this is incredible. Okay, but I want all the details later. Okay, bye. Oh my gosh, Sheridan is alive.
Luis must be so happy. The love of his life has finally come back to him, just like the love of my life will come back to me. Ethan! I've got the most incredible news.
What?
Okay, you're not going to believe this because I can't even believe it myself, but Mama swears it's true.
The way you're acting, it must be huge.
It is. Okay, brace yourself. Sheridan is alive.
What? What? Are you sure?
Yes, she is alive, and she's back in Harmony.
This is fantastic.
How could you slap your own mother?
Daddy, wait, I have to tell you my side of what happened.
There's no excuses for what you did. None.
How can you say that if you won't even hear me
But
out?
nothing you say can justify hitting your own mother. You know, I've never been more disappointed in you than I am right now.
That's fine. Take Mom's side. Turn against me without even giving me a chance to explain myself.
Look, there's nothing to explain, and there's nothing to justify what you did. Nothing.
You're being so unfair.
What do you want?
I am on my way to our rendezvous point. I just want to make sure you're not going to be late.
Yeah, I'm in the middle of something. I could be late.
Don't be, David. Unless, of course, you want John to know what a lowlife his sainted father really is.
Listen, I'm sorry, but I know the time couldn't be worse, but I need to leave for an appointment.
Don't worry about it. Listen, David, sorry I misjudged you earlier. I didn't know the whole situation.
No offense taken. If I just stood up to Ivy and stopped her from passing John off as Grace's son, and maybe Kay wouldn't feel so alienated from her parents. I love Grace. And I hate the fact that I'm helping Ivy tear her family apart.
Okay, you were wrong to call your mother names at the hospital. And even more wrong to have hit her.
But Daddy, she never tries to listen to my side of things.
Look, there's no excuse for what you did. Now, you were wrong, and you're going to be punished.
Oh, what, are you gonna ground me like I'm 10 years old? I don't think so. I can go where I want, when I want.
Kay, you get back here.
Kay, whoa!
Kay!
Sorry I stepped out. I had been meaning to tell Teresa that Sheridan is alive. And she's thrilled.
You didn't mention Antonio's condition to her, did you?
No. I thought it best not to, at least not yet.
Well, we have to tell Antonio the truth. Look, I can't let him go on thinking that he and Sheridan are engaged.
Aren't you being selfish, Luis?
I'm being honest. All right, I can't live with the thought of him being with the woman I love. Or making love to her.
God, I'm losing one of my sons. And the only way to prolong his life is to tear apart the life of another son. What are we to do?
I can't make that decision for you, Pilar. All I can do is lay out the facts regarding Antonio's condition, and the fact is that if you tell him that Sheridan and Luis are engaged, it could kill him.
So, you're saying that the only way to save Antonio is to let him live with the woman that I love. And to make love to her. Yeah, the nurse said she saw Mama, Luis, and my fiance go off this way, so...
So tell me about her.
What can I say? She's wonderful. She's beautiful, she's bright. Everything that I've ever hoped for. In fact, I'm thinking that you may know her. Or at least know who she is.
Okay, bro. Don't keep me in suspense. Who are you engaged to?
Hold on to your socks, little brother. Because I am engaged to none other than Sheridan Crane.
How can you be?
This situation with Kay has gone from bad to worse. Yeah, I don't know how I'm gonna get through to her.
Listen, don't blame yourself, all right? Sometimes kids Kay's age lash out at their parents. Make a show at defying them to assert their independence.
Okay, but Noah never acted like this. And Kay's had as much freedoms as he has.
Come on, every child is different. You know that. And Noah didn't have a cousin and 2 half-brothers land in his life out of the blue.
Still.
Look, I know there's no excuse for the way she's been behaving. All right? But I think Kay's going through a phase. She'll grow out of it.
Well, I hope it's sooner than later.
Well, odds are it will be. And remember, Miguel doesn't love Kay. I mean, how long could she hold out hoping that'll change? And when she finally realizes that she doesn't have a future with Miguel, we'll be there to soften the blow.
Well, I hope that she realizes it before she tears this family apart.
Okay? Nothing is going to tear us apart. Nothing.
Look, is there any particular reason that we have to meet in Harmony's answer to Patagonia?
Yes, David, there is. I don't want anyone to see us together. It would be a disaster if anyone learned of our plan to break up Sam and Grace.
Okay, that is not our plan. That is your stinking plan, and I want no part of it. Look, Ivy, the Bennetts are a wonderful family. Why don't you just leave them alone?
You know why, David? Now shut up and listen.
Damn my parents. They don't care about me at all. They care about everybody but me. Strangers in the street, criminals in jail, people in sweatshops overseas.
You know you're going to help me, David.
Yeah, I'm sick of your idle threats.
David and Ivy Crane doing together in the park.
Damn it, David. I hired you to break up Sam and Grace, and that is just what you're going to do.
God, look at all these zeros. If Teresa keeps spending money like this, she'll go through the Crane billions in a matter of weeks.
Now, Pookie, you know that's not true. She couldn't possibly go through all the Crane billions. Oh, but she does need to be controlled.
I'll call Father, ask his advice. Teresa wouldn't be alive to shock if he hadn't faked her execution to draw me out of hiding.
You don't have to run to Daddy, Pookie. Because Becky has a plan that will not only get Teresa out of the mansion, but out of our lives. For good this time.
Sheridan is alive?
Yes.
This is too amazing for words.
Oh, my God, this is incredible. We have to throw her a party to celebrate. We can get the people from the country club and her friends from London and Paris.
But first I gotta see if she's at the cottage.
Well, if she is, please let me know, because I would love to see her.
I will.
What was it that you said, Gwen? That it would take a miracle for Ethan and me to get back together? Well, everyone said that it would take a miracle for Sheridan to come back from the dead, and she did. She's alive. And so help me, so is my relationship with Ethan.
Sheridan Crane can't be your fiancé.
I know. It's hard to believe, me being engaged to a Crane and all.
That's not it. You can't be Sheridan's fiancé because,
Because what?
Sheridan's dead.
Luis, I am not saying that Sheridan should continue to live with Antonio as his fiancé, or that she should make love to him. All I'm doing is stating the facts as related to his medical condition. It's up to you all to make the decisions that you deem appropriate.
Oh. So what, you think it's appropriate for Sheridan to sleep with my brother when she's really engaged to me?
I'm going to say this one more time, Luis. I'm not telling anyone what they should or should not do.
God knows, right? I don't want to do anything that's going to kill Antonio. Look, all this talk is pointless anyway. I know that Sheridan would never make love to Antonio now that she's got her memory back. Even if it was to protect him from the truth. Go ahead, Sheridan. Just tell him that you wouldn't make love to Antonio. Sheridan. Tell him that you wouldn't sleep with Antonio. Sheridan. Tell him that you wouldn't sleep with my brother.